welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Danielle and I have an Etsy shop where I sell handmade items for women and girls as well as digital items. And today, if you've been following along in my series, I'm currently making a tote bag for my daughter's Chromebook for school. And I basically did it in steps. So the first steps is that we quilted the bag. The next step is that we added the lining. And then the previous step I did was I added the handles and the zipper. And today we are going to finish this thing. We are going to just sew up the sides with the front seam, and it's going to be done. And I cannot believe it's done. Something that I didn't think was going to take me a long time to do, but I've basically been working on it maybe like one day a week. And something I shared previously, if you're busy like me, like I am a working full-time mom and wife, so I basically make a list on what I want to accomplish, and if it's at least one thing off the list, I feel accomplished. And this was definitely something that was my list on how I wanted to do it, and that's why I broke it up into a series in the video so that you can see also how I did it. So one thing I wanted to share, so on my previous video when I did the straps and the zipper, I had learned that the handles were just very hard for me to sew through because it's so thick. So I had just recently ordered some Chicago screws that basically sound what they sound like, that I'm just going to put in between here for the straps so that they stay in place, because my sewing machine was not loving the thickness. And I don't blame it, and I kept praying, like, please do not break a needle, and please do not get jammed, because Mama doesn't have time for you to go in for repairs. So thankfully it didn't get mad at me. I'm going to order those, and that I can basically do even once all this is done, because I basically have it all sewn out and stuff. I'm just going to put these pieces in afterwards. And you know, I honestly thought, do I even really need to sew this? Could I just leave it alone? But because I know that my daughter's just heavy-handed with things, it would just be easier to have this in place and not have her worry about coming out. Because like I said, I basically sewed in the middle and sewed on the outer parts of it. So let's get going on finish this bag. Okay, so one thing that, and like I've said in my previous videos, I'm following a YouTube video by Melanie Ham that basically she shows you, it's I think how to sew a simple tote bag, and it really is easy because I had made one for work, so I thought this would be really good for my daughter. But one thing that she suggests before you sew up the seams is basically, if your edges are not like perfectly aligned like this, to basically just trim it off. Just trim off the excess so that it's easier for when you sew the seam. So I'm going to do that so that it's easier for me for when I sew up my seams. I love this thing. This is from We Are Memory Keepers, and I use it on my, I keep it on my table all the time, and just use it for when I need to clean up my scraps. And obviously some of my scraps do not go in the little opening, but I will just take those off and discard them in the trash. Okay, so now that I trimmed my sides just to make everything more even, I am going to sew 1/4 inch seam along the sides. So, and what I'm going to do, because I'm trying to figure out a way to not show you the mundane, boring stuff, and because I don't know if someone you know, really is brand new to sewing and probably would like to see that, but I'm gonna do that off screen because the lighting around my sewing machine isn't the best, and also sometimes it's not that easy to get the straight lines when you have all of like your camera video stuff in the way. So I'm going to do that off screen, but I will show you what it looks like when I'm done, because today is just basically sewing up and finishing on this bag. So I have my ends, my seams trimmed, I have them clipped, and now I'm going to sew an 1.25 inch seam. So I'll be back when I'm done. So you guys, I goofed. So the seam, I did 1.25 inches. It should have only been a 1/4 seam. So unfortunately I have to repick this out, and I did it to both sides, and I don't know why I did that. I should have double checked before I did it. You always think twice and do once. And I thought maybe I could get away with just trimming this down 1/4, but because I'm going to, because we're going to make the bottom a little bit flatter, I really can't, because right now you'll see, so there is my, I don't know if you can see that, but there's my zipper and there's my zipper tab. So it's cutting it really close. So I'm going to readjust this. Oh, I cannot believe I did that, but it's okay. Stuff happens and then you fix it. So I'm going to hang up my seam ripper for a little bit, redo this, and then I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so I fixed my mistake, and now it is a 1/4 inch. So it's only a 1/4 inch seam that you do when you sew it. I should have known that I heard that wrong, because you never really sew a big seam like that, but obviously my brain was not thinking. So what we want to do now is we are going to, I'm going to unzip this, and then I'm going to turn this right side out, and this is going to be a lot since this is quilted and it's thick, but we are going to make it work. And it's crazy because anything I have to redo just annoys me, but you know, it just is what it is. So let me go get my little turner to help point out those corners, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what I was wanting, because it's going to help me, I was like, point out that corner, press out that corner. It's going to help me do what I need to do with this. So, see, and because I did not zip this all the way, I did not put my zipper all the way to the end, it's a lot easier to do this piece because I can just still turn it out. So, let me put my little thing in here. Let me see if I can get this out just a little bit more than what's there. And then you want to, like she was saying, I know I'm gonna get my other snippet. So I got my snippets, and these I got from Joann's. Love them. So just cut any loose threads that you have, because you don't want that getting into your seam. And also I'm gonna get rid of any of the, I tried to pick out all the threads that I had from my other seam that I did. So this. Put this around. Anything else out that I need to get out? That looks good. So this is probably going to be my heaviest part just because of the thickness on this, but I'm hoping that it goes through totally fine. So now let's flip out the other edge. And what she suggests for you to do is press out the seam and try to keep it as flat as you can. Of course, for me, mine's going to be a little bit more difficult because of all the stuff that I have within the seam, but okay. So I'm going to press this, and then so see, as you can see right now, apparently the pocket is not straight, and that kind of bothers me, but that's okay though. This one's definitely straight. I don't know what happened on this side, but I mean, it's still a pocket. It's still going to serve her purpose. So, you know, there's some things you're going to win and some things you're not. So let me take this over to the iron. See, let me take this over to the iron. And what I'm going to do is just press out these seams as much as I can. And then I'm going to clip them with wonder clips. And then I'm going to sew along this edge again, catching in this seam. You do not want the seam shown at all. So I have to make sure that I get along the edge as much as I can without catching that seam. So let me go press this, clip it, sew it, and then I'll come back to you guys. Okay guys, I'm back. So I sewed the inner seam, and what I did was I made it a little bit bigger than I should have, only because I knew that this piece was going to be very, very thick, and I didn't want to catch it and have it, yet again, have my sewing machine yell at me. So I'm going to turn this inside out. And it's a little thick just because of everything that I have done to it. But this thing, she is not going to ruin it. If she does, I'll be surprised, but she shouldn't. Okay, so now let me pop out those corners down there so that is looking okay. Let me do the same thing over here. So all I need to do is clean up where I had to basically take my seam ripper and get those out. See, and the thing is that when you do this, you want to make sure that you catch that seam, because if you don't, you're going to see your threads, and the only threads that I see is from when I, like I said, I messed up. And ooh, it looks like I got some of the quilting fabric, the quilting thread. I wonder how I can fix that so it doesn't so it doesn't come loose. Where is my, okay. I'm gonna have to fix that. I have to think about that, how to do that. But basically, if I want it to be done right here, I could be. Obviously, I personally think this is way too big for her Chromebook and such. So if I wanted to, especially because, you know, she has a backpack, everything else. See, you can see those stitches right there. That is like heavy duty. So, what I'm going to do is sorry, I'm just so what you want to do right here, if you wanted to, like I said, you could be done here and it would be fine. Let me show you how that would look. So like I was saying, you could be done here and it would be done, and it honestly looks like the regular size of a laptop bag. But what I'm going to do is pop out these corners. I am going to trim these corners so it can make like a, sorry, I'm just looking at these little stars. So it could make, I'm going to do like a box corner. So that when you put stuff in here, it will stick out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So basically what I'm doing is taking so this was flat. I'm basically taking this and putting it towards the middle. And I'm basically going to do the same concept of what I did with the French seams. So, and for Melanie, she did a 3.5. So it was very boxy. I don't want hers to be exactly as boxy as that. So I am going to, you know what I forgot to do? Hold that thought. I was looking for my marking pen, but I don't know where it is right now. So I'm going to use a pencil, and it doesn't matter because this, you won't see it. So what I'm going to do with hers, and this is really thick, so I'm hoping that my machine, because I think my machine has about had it with me, and once I'm done with this, I need to make, our dog has just gotten so big. She's still a puppy, 7 months old, but she's over 50 pounds. So the collar I had made her when she was a tiny puppy is obviously too small. So she's been without a collar for about a week. But I mean, she's chipped, stays in the yard and stuff. So I just have to redo hers, which I will do after this. So anyway, you can basically, if you're going to box out your bottom, you can make it as wide or as not as you would like. For her, I am going to do it, let's see, I'm going to do it maybe about 2 inches. So 2 inches there. Yeah, like she did 3.5. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to do 2 inches. So it will be right about there. Oh, and my pencil is out of lead. I love mechanical pencils. Have loved them ever since chemistry class in high school. My chemistry teacher, she loves chemistry, and I actually really liked it because of her. But she was the one who got us into mechanical pencils and for labs. So I need to go get another one. I'll be right back. So I got another one with lead. I'm hoping that this works out me. So basically we're gonna do 2 inches on here. And because I said, like, it doesn't matter what marking tool you use because you're not gonna see this. And it just ate it, but that's okay. As long as I have a line that I can use, I'm good with that. My battery is about to die. So I'm gonna basically sew this, flip it on the inside, sew it again, and it basically is gonna look like this. So I will get back to you guys when I'm done. You guys, we did it! It's all done and it's amazing. So that's what I'm talking about with the boxed out corners. So this actually might be a little bit bigger. I should have done 1 inch, but that's okay because it gives her room to put all the stuff that she likes to put in her bag. But look at this. Look at this. We did it. I did it. And I'm so excited. I love when an idea comes together and it actually comes to fruition, and I'm so stoked. So like I said, all I need to do, I ordered the Chicago screws to add to the handles. And this bag is ready for girlfriend for the first day of school. So excited! So thanks for hanging out with me in this series. I'm sorry that this video was not much of me showing you every little thing I was doing, but I was sharing what I was doing, telling you, and remember, if you do the French seams, you do not need 1 1/4 inches. You just need 1/4 of an inch. My brain heard it backwards apparently. So, but that's okay because I was able to fix it. It wasn't a lot to take out. And it looks amazing. I cannot wait to go show her and to put in her Chromebook and test it out. But I love it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you liked this video, go back and check out my other videos for this series as well. I'll put those in the description as well. And so excited. See you guys next time.